Peace world, 'tis I, Angela, and I want to confess and teach all at the same time. So yesterday I was extremely aggravated with life and everyone living it. I experienced a couple different exchanges yesterday that were all like openly, I want to suck your blood, like real, like, what are my words? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the experiences that I had yesterday, the energy was so intense. It was intense negative energy that it inspired me to speak up. So yesterday was totally a rare message for me where I'm being like gully with it, but I did mean every word. I am tired of people riding on the negative wave like it's a choice, like they don't have a choice. I'm tired of people acting like they don't got a choice. You have a choice. But my statement yesterday was inclusive of all, and that was wrong. So I'm here to apologize because I didn't mean to offend anyone. Now, if I said something and it struck you, then that means it's a sensitive point for you. You need to visit that and find out what it's made of. Like I said, meditation, focus on your breath. As you inhale, say positivity in. As you exhale, say negativity out in your mind so you can get used to the voice of your divine self. And once you connect with your divine self, like you can put your toe in the water, so to speak, and ask just like random mundane questions that you logically know the answer to and see if your divine self will answer it. Or you could just hop right in. When I started communicating with my divine self, I hopped right in. And I was cool. So I definitely want to encourage that. I also want to acknowledge that after I did yesterday's video, up until a couple hours after I made today's Instagram post, I was mourning. I was going through the 7 stages of grief. Excuse me. And let's just review the 7 stages. Hope I have them memorized. First, you're going to be angry. So yesterday you saw my anger. And then you're going to be... No. First, before you're angry, first you're going to be shocked. And I definitely did that first. Yesterday I came to the realization of a couple different things. And it was a whole lot of shock. I was trying to convince myself that reality was not what it was. And with the shock, like I go into myself when I'm shocked. I disconnect myself from the world and I figure out what's happening with me. After you have shock, then you have anger. And anger was what you saw me exemplify yesterday. My version of anger anyway. And then you have pain. I would say yesterday's YouTube video was my anger, and then today, the rising, I expressed my pain in my Instagram post, where I was just being honest about my feelings and allowing for myself to be vulnerable in public, which I think is like a huge humanistic trait. And yes, humanistic is my own word, okay? And it means like honoring your human qualities. That's the definition of humanistic. And I was just speaking my mind. I was just really giving myself the chance to feel the emotions raw, like I've been practicing for the last couple weeks. I've been talking about, when you're dealing with aggressive emotions and it's not coming from you, and You're resolving whatever you need to resolve. You have to go through that. You have to go through the pain. But you don't want to hold on to it. You don't want to assign stories to it. You don't want to resonate, like relive the experience from the perspective of, oh, why is this happening to me? Like, you want to relive it from the perspective of hindsight's 2020, and that's your vision right now. So you deal with the pain, and then you deal with outbursts. I got a hold of myself because I could feel me being attracted to that dark hole after I went through the pain. Like, it was hella natural for me to just stay on my negative Nancy trip. But I got up, I started cleaning super early, which is very therapeutic. I definitely suggest it. I put on some Whitney Houston. I was playing some George Michael. I played some Lisa Stansfield and some Kendrick Lamar, and I was just in my zone. I reminded myself of what love feels like, and it felt really good to sing. I'm not a huge singer. I normally hide. I never do karaoke because I'm too busy hiding. But I enjoyed it today, and I sang loud enough for someone to hear me, and it actually felt really, really freeing. So that's what prevented me from having an outburst. If you are in an emotional volatile state right now and you're looking for how to get out of it, I would suggest that you do get lost in music, because music, like the whole structure of music, is just extremely healing. And as long as you're listening to music that's positive, that has a positive message, that's not about, you know, have sex over here and, you know, the horrible, like none of that popular stuff. Listen to some meditation music if you're going through it. Put on some meditation music. Listen to some wind chimes. Listen to some nature sounds, and learn how to connect with yourself. After the blow up, then you have the upward turn. This is where you start considering other perspectives. When I experienced my upward turn, I went to YouTube and I looked up the horoscope for today so that I could become familiar with what kinds of energies were in store for the day, so I can make the best of them. Figure out how to turn that shit into sugar. And I would suggest that you do the same. This is like trial and error. This is what I've tried, and it has worked. So I'm going to profess about what definitely works. If you try something else, then, you know, comment below and let me know so I can expand my list. Sharing is caring. Okay, so after the upward turn, then you start to readjust. Then you start to look at life like, okay, so if this is the worst case scenario, how do I feel about this? How can I make it better? Is that my absolute best? Okay, I rest well with that, love and light. And it's really literally that simple. And then the last step is acceptance. Accept reality as it is. Now, the article that I read that went over the 7 steps was really contradicting in theme, because it was talking, it gave a pass to the anger and the pain, and it said that the blow-ups are to be expected, and you can't calm a person down by you know, trying to alleviate their stress and let them know that everything is going to be okay. You can't talk someone off the cliff, pretty much is what I got from the story. So I won't be sharing that link because I don't think it's helpful information. Excuse me. But those 7 tips, me just telling you, like, okay, yesterday I had a bogus exchange, made me feel some type of way. Last night I couldn't sleep. I got like maybe 4 hours of sleep. I'm so tired right now, but I can't sleep. Like, I'm finding my chi. I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. I'm not where I was 24 hours ago. So I had this uncomfortable exchange, and then in this rising, I was honest and I said my truth. And normally I don't say my truth because my truth is really intense, because I literally spend my life analyzing all those around me, and it takes a lot for me to say something, but when I say something, it's gonna hurt your soul because it's so true. So I apologize if I inspired hurtful feelings. That was not my intention. But it is my intention to get you to pay attention to life, to get you to pay attention to your actions, to get you to take ownership of your words. And if I had to sacrifice myself and my vulnerability in order to achieve that, then I feel proud of myself, and I'll continue to do it. After I felt the pain, it was like hurt and pain are, well, I guess it's like the same, right? Yeah, well, you're encouraged to act out once the pain hits you. Like when you feel it in your core. When I felt it in my core, first of all, I let it roll off of my soul like water. And as it was rolling off, like, it felt just like the tears as they were coming out my eyes. Like, I could feel my eyes welling up, and I could feel the hotness from the tears go down my cheek. But that was as intense as it got. And I maintained that mindset on purpose because I didn't want it to get any worse. And I've been looking up numerology reports all day, figuring out what different numbers mean, because I've been decoding my messages from the universe today, and I've received them. I was playing music too loud and thought that I did something horrible, and it was a tough decision for me because I had to decide if I was going to speak up and let my error be known, or if I was going to try to cover it up and pretend like nothing happened. And at first I was like, fuck it, I'm covering it up. Fuck, I'm not finna think about this. And then I am my divine self right now. And I couldn't align with that reality because it's not truthful. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna tell the truth. And I sent this 3-part text message going into detail and, you know, apologizing. And then I sat on pins and needles for a couple hours wondering what their response would be. But instead of me sitting there biting my nails sitting on pins and needles, I actually decided to get up from the bed of pins and meditate and give myself permission to see an awesome reality. I saw a positive exchange between me and the other being, and I saw a positive resolution. So when that moment finally came, it was painless. I prepped myself for the absolute worst, and it was just preparation. I didn't need it. So allow for this video to be your example for how you could come back to life with this shadow following part of life that us ascending light beings are going through. Like, it's unavoidable. You can't run from it. Wherever you try to hide, it's gonna get you. Whatever you're trying to keep is gonna take. Whatever, like, it's going down. So it's a good idea for you to learn the science behind overcoming your emotions so that you can be on top all the time. Now, yesterday I talked about the different services. I just named it, but I didn't really talk about what I offer. So me going through my life experiences, I've gone through a whole lot. Instead of going through the sob stories, I'll say that as I was addressing my depression with just losing my whole life. When I was forced to move from Florida 5 years ago, I felt like I was losing my whole life, and it was really, really depressing. So I started twerking. So the birth of Twerk and Tone is there. Now I am about to begin promoting a certification course for all of you beautiful souls out there who want to instruct twerk classes or twerk parties, because it's extremely empowering for you to be able to control your body. For me, that was the beginning of me controlling my life, because when I was able to control my body, I had something tangible that I could measure and say, okay, I did that, you feel me, and then move on to the next thing instead of feeling intimidated. In light of Twerk and Tone, I've also created Labelless, which is an organization that features both myself and my king, where we're tag teaming and we're showing you all how to live a healthier lifestyle through stair-step processes of eliminating the bullshit from your diet. So he would be the go-to on the meals, and I'm the go-to for the science behind what's happening with the foods. And together we're a heck of a team. So check out the flyers, reach out to me, book yourself some consultations, because you're not going to understand or overstand my message. You're going to stand under my message, understand my message, as long as you keep on eating the way that you're eating. If you want to overstand and understand, you need to eat responsibly, and that's eating a live food diet. Imbu Lifestyles is another brand that's going to be surfacing pretty soon here, which is a herbal line. There's a flyer for websites, because I want everyone in the whole wide world to be able to tell their story just as uniquely as I'm telling mine. I'm charging $200 for the year. That's 75% less than the leading competitors. I charge this little amount of money for a purpose. I want every single self-starter out there to have a legitimate chance at making it. And I will give you the basics for you putting together your own website. I suggest that you use WordPress. That's what mine is done through. But, you know, options are endless. And I just want to assist. I want you all to know that I'm here. I also put up a flyer for twerking in the park on Saturdays. So depending on what the response is for there, I'll give additional information. But it would be at, well, I'll just include the link to the flyer in this description. So just click it and get in the know. I'll also include in the description the different videos that I watched today, the horoscopes, I don't even remember what, yeah, it's pretty much horoscopes. I've watched horoscopes like all day. Oh, and twin flame readings. Yeah. I'll link them in the description. I'll also link in the description my GoFundMe page. Please donate there. Any and all donations are greatly appreciated. And that's everything. So this is Friday. I feel good. I'm sticking to my guns and being committed to you all. And yeah, we're gonna have times where we need to say it's okay, I forgive you. So if you all could tell me that, I would appreciate it. Love and light. Peace.